Use these two secret words to win over any woman like magic. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact your words have in a conversation? Sometimes, a poorly timed comment or a generic approach can ruin your chances before you even truly begin. But when you understand how to communicate emotionally, everything changes. The right words, said at the right moment, aren't just pretty phrases. They create an instant and genuine connection. The way you express yourself can completely transform how a woman perceives you. Now imagine this. You're at a bar with your friends, and you notice someone who catches your eye. While other guys will probably try to impress her by talking about cars or work, those cliché conversations, you decide to stand out. You say something that shows you're genuinely paying attention to her. At that moment, you stand out. It's not magic, it's strategy. There's a fascinating science behind this. The human brain responds to words in ways that activate emotions before logic. In other words, when you choose words that touch her feelings, they leave a lasting impression. And for women, who tend to value emotional connection more than the practical aspects of a conversation, this makes all the difference. It's not about being perfect, but showing that you know how to communicate in a way that makes her feel special. The opposite is also true. When you use emotionless, generic words, like a simple, "Hi, how are you?" her interest can disappear in seconds. But when you say something that shows intention and attentiveness, the impact is immediate. That's why choosing your words carefully is essential. Now, let's discover what those magic words are and how to use them to create a real connection, the moment of truth. The two words that can completely change how you communicate with women are, "I understand." Simple, right? But their impact is incredible. Used correctly, they create an instant connection because they show that you truly recognize what she's feeling or going through. It's like saying, "I see you, I hear you." And believe me, this is something most men never do. Think about it. She's sharing something about her day, maybe a problem at work or a situation that left her frustrated. Most men at that moment try to solve the problem or downplay how she feels. This can make her feel unheard. But if you simply say, "I understand how difficult that must have been for you," she'll feel appreciated. You don't need to solve anything, just show that you're genuinely listening. The power of this phrase lies in empathy. In a world where conversations are often shallow and superficial, saying "I understand" is like a breath of authenticity. For women who value emotional connection, this is gold. And the best part? It doesn't take extraordinary effort, just genuine attention. But beware, context and tone are fundamental. Don't go around repeating "I understand" like a robot. When you say it, you need to be looking into her eyes with a sincere tone of voice. Maybe even share something that shows you truly understand how she feels. When you use these two words authentically, you transform an ordinary conversation into a moment of connection she won't forget. Ready to use this technique in your daily life? Let's continue and discover how to make it happen naturally. Did you know that many women spend a significant part of their time dealing with superficial interactions? Whether at work, college, or on social media, they are constantly surrounded by shallow conversations and people who barely pay attention. That's precisely why empathy and validation are so impactful. When you demonstrate that you truly understand and respect what she feels, you automatically stand out from everyone else. This isn't just rare, it's a powerful way to build trust and create emotional closeness. Imagine she shares a dream or a personal goal with you. Many men might react indifferently or even joke in a way that unintentionally devalues what she said. But when you show you value what she shared by saying something like, "Wow, that's amazing. Tell me more about it," you create a special connection. That genuine attention makes her realize you're different, someone who truly cares. Now think of a situation where she's going through a tough time, like mentioning that she received harsh feedback in a work meeting. Your reaction can make all the difference. Instead of trying to solve the problem or minimizing what happened, a response like, "I understand how frustrating that must have been," might be exactly what she needs to hear. In that moment, she isn't looking for a solution, but for someone to acknowledge her feelings and stand by her. The most important thing here is to understand that empathy and validation aren't signs of weakness. Quite the opposite. They show that you are emotionally secure and present. This ability is something many women find irresistible in a man. After all, men who can handle emotions maturely are rare, but incredibly desirable. Let's talk about the most common communication mistakes men make and how to avoid them. Did you know that small communication slip-ups can ruin your chances? Before you even start, one of the most frequent mistakes is a lack of clarity in your intentions. For example, when you say something vague like, "Maybe we can hang out sometime," it can come across as indecisive or insecure. Women value men who know what they want and can express it confidently. An invitation like, "I'd love to take you out to dinner on Friday," conveys leadership and purpose, qualities most find very attractive. Another common mistake is monopolizing the conversation. Many men believe they need to impress by talking about themselves, their achievements, stories, or interests, but this can come off as self-centered. An engaging conversation is like a dance. You share but also give her space to express herself. Asking open-ended questions like, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" and listening attentively to her answers make the interaction far more captivating. Avoiding judgment is also essential. Phrases like, "Oh, that's not a big deal," can make her feel that what she's sharing isn't important to you. Instead, practice active listening. Something as simple as, "That makes sense. I can see why you feel that way," can be incredibly powerful in showing that you respect her feelings. This approach builds trust and helps avoid misunderstandings. Lastly, but just as important, is consistency in body language. If you say you're interested in what she has to say but keep looking at your phone or getting distracted, your words lose all impact. Alignment between what you say, your tone, a voice, and your actions is crucial to conveying sincerity and maintaining her interest. Let's explore practical examples to apply these lessons in everyday life, helping you maximize connection and naturally increase attraction. Knowing how to apply these communication techniques in daily life is what will truly make you stand out. Picture this. You're at a cafe and see a woman reading a book. Instead of starting with a, "Hi, how are you?" which, let's face it, isn't very inspiring, try something like, "I noticed you're reading that book. It looks interesting. What caught your attention about it?" This approach shows you're observant and opens the door for a genuine and engaging conversation. Now let's think about messaging. Sometimes online conversations can get boring quickly. To avoid this, instead of asking, "How was your day?" try something more direct and intriguing, like, "What was the best part of your day so far?" This type of question invites more detailed responses while showing you genuinely want to know something meaningful about her. It sets you apart from the other guys. In dates, your words can be even more impactful. Let's say you're planning an outing. Instead of saying something vague like, "We should hang out sometime," confidently say, "I want to take you to an amazing place I think you'll love." This approach eliminates any doubt and shows that you've put thought into planning something special for her. That's extremely attractive. And when the conversation gets more personal, that's where "I understand" comes into play with its full strength. Imagine she shares a problem at work. Responding with something like, "I understand how draining that can be. I've been through something similar and know how much energy it takes," creates an instant emotional connection. You show empathy and offer support, not quick fixes or cliches. These small interactions build meaningful bonds and leave a lasting impression. Words are powerful, but without confidence, they lose their impact. Your tone of voice, pace, and even the pauses you use can transform a simple phrase into something unforgettable. When you say "I understand" calmly and firmly, you convey a sense of security that goes beyond the words themselves. This turns what could be just a polite response into an invitation for genuine connection. Think of a casual situation. If you say, "I want to get to know you better," with hesitation, she might sense insecurity. But if you use a firm tone with a slight smile, the same phrase takes on a completely different impact. Now you sound determined and genuinely interested. This balance between confidence and warmth is something many women find irresistible because it shows you're comfortable with yourself and the moment. Another important factor is the speed of your speech. When you're nervous, it's common to speak too quickly. Confident men, on the other hand, speak at a slower pace. This not only makes it easier to understand you, but also shows that you're in control of the situation. Strategic pauses before An important phrase, create anticipation and add weight to what you're about to say. Finally, your intonation must align with your body language. It's no use having a confident voice if your gestures show nervousness or insecurity. Maintain a relaxed posture with consistent eye contact to reinforce your message. When your confidence shines through every aspect of your interaction, your words gain even more strength and impact. Words have a special power when used to evoke specific emotions. When you choose your phrases intentionally, you can trigger emotional responses in the female brain, creating an instant, often unconscious connection. It's not logical, but emotional. Using expressions like I understand or I want with the right tone and at the right moment can evoke feelings of security, interest, and even desire. For instance, imagine she's telling you about a dream or personal goal. Instead of just saying, "That's amazing," try something like, "I understand why that's so important to you. I can see how much it inspires you." This response not only validates her feelings, but also shows that you genuinely understand who she is. It's far more powerful than a generic compliment. Another way to activate these emotional triggers is by paying attention to small details. Let's say she mentions a hobby or something that makes her happy. You could respond, "I love how you talk about that with so much passion. It's clear how special it is to you." This kind of comment makes her feel uniquely valued, as if you see something in her that others don't. Such attention to detail creates an emotional connection that can last a long time. But here's the secret. These triggers only work when there's consistency. It's pointless to use words like, "I understand," if your actions don't reflect it. If you say you're listening but are distracted by your phone or seem uninterested, the connection breaks. Words and actions must go hand in hand for the emotional impact to be truly lasting. Before trying any communication technique, it's crucial to invest in yourself. Words like "I understand" only have an impact when spoken genuinely. This means you need to work on your self-confidence, empathy, and ability to truly listen. When these qualities are part of who you are, your words stop being just a strategy and start reflecting your character. The first step is to strengthen your self-esteem. If you don't believe in what you're saying, neither will she. This involves taking care of yourself, both physically and mentally. Invest in your appearance, maintain confident posture, and adopt a growth mindset. Activities like regular exercise or even meditation can help you feel more secure. When you're comfortable with yourself, it shows in your words and actions, creating a magnetic effect. Another essential aspect is developing your empathy. This means understanding and respecting her perspective, even when it's different from yours. For example, instead of interrupting her or trying to correct something she's saying, focus on listening and asking questions like, "How did that make you feel?" This approach shows genuine interest, strengthening trust, and creating a deeper, emotional bond. Lastly, invest in your emotional intelligence. This involves understanding and managing your own emotions while recognizing and respecting hers. When you can stay calm in moments of pressure or uncertainty, you demonstrate maturity and control, traits many women find incredibly attractive. More than just using the right words, personal development ensures that you become the kind of man who naturally attracts true and meaningful connections. After all, words only have power when they come from someone who genuinely knows what they're doing. Now imagine this. You walk into a room, and it feels like no one notices you. The feeling of being invisible can be discouraging, but it doesn't. Define who you are. The truth is, with the right approach, you can not only be noticed but desired by any woman you choose. Picture being the man every woman notices as soon as he enters the room. Not because you're the most handsome or the richest, but because you know how to spark their desire naturally. This method has already helped thousands of men step out of the shadows and finally stand out. And now it can help you. It's not too late to change. Click the link below in the comments and discover how to get the attention you deserve. It's time to stop being invisible and start living the love life you've always wanted. And if you enjoyed this video and want more, like it, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check out the next video already playing on your screen.